Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to be adding a few gadgets to our kettle. The one is the Brew Vision. That's a temperature controlled device made by Blickman. We'll be adding that. But first of all, we're going to be adding a standard ball valve to the kettle, which this kettle has no ball valve. So I already put Teflon tape on the threads. I got that set. Now I'm going to take my drill, or my punch, going to locate where I want this to be. Try to hold this kettle with my feet steady. Say we want the valve to be maybe an inch off the bottom. This looks like it's center. That's a good guess. I'm going to use my finger as an inch off the bottom. Center, center, center. Let's see how good I am. I don't know, right about there. Give it a center punch. And we'll try to drill this out without screwing everything up here. I'm going to get the drill in that little hole, and off we go. This is an aluminum kettle, so I expect this to go pretty easy. I just don't want to make the hole too big. We're already through. And we're going to keep sizing it up to make sure we didn't go too far. Should be about a 7/8 hole, so yeah, we got to go a little bit more. And don't forget to pick up my metal shavings here that I don't get a hole in my hot tub. So on with this little more hole of a hole. That almost looks perfect, so I'm going to take another check at it. Not as sharp as a whistle. Don't put your fingers in there. You got to go a little further, like I say. I do believe it's a 7/8. We'll check it again. We do want a tight fit. So let's brush off these metal filings. They're going to end up falling down in my shoe somehow. I'll bring a magnet, or I mean a vacuum over here to clean all that up. Yeah, it's sharp as can be in here, so I'm going to have to go get a metal file. We'll file this down. Well, that's perfect. That's the perfect hole size right there. So let's go get a file. I'm going to be careful because they could still be sharp. And that looks good to me. So, here's the one hole. Let's assemble that now. And then we'll put the other unit in here that we wanted to drill. Or maybe I'll drill that now too, so we'll get all the mess cleaned up at once. So, let's find out what this unit takes here. All right, this is a smaller hole yet. So there's the controller. That's the sender that sends the power, USB driven. These are the batteries. This is the main sensor. Oh yeah, see, that's a very small hole. That's a very small hole we're looking for. That's like 3/8. I wonder if it says so on the package here. Let's see. This is 1/2 diameter, 1/2 inch. I don't believe it's a 1/2 inch, but we'll make it a hole the size that fits in there. So I think we're going to change bits on this because it does come with other bits. 1/8 to 1/2 inch. So this looks like a simple proposition. Says that's a 1/2 inch, so we want this here sensor to be, well, right above the liquid level to know we got the right amount. I don't know if I should come in a little lower. To like here. Yeah, maybe we should come in at the lower level. This is all being done by eye, so we're probably going to be off a little bit. Okay, that's both holes drilled. Still trying not to let some of this metal filings go down in my boot, but it probably will. Never thought of that. So we're going to clean this hole up a little bit here. It's probably already ready. Don't seem to be too sharp. A little bit on the inside it is, so we'll use that little file again we had. Yeah, it looks like it's lined up there. Okay, I think that feels good. Both holes feel good. So I guess we'll install. Now we'll install the ball valve first. This isn't really hard to do. That's closed. We'll stick that in that hole. We'll get the nut and the washer. Get on there. Washer. Oh my goodness. And a nut. Seems like a weird setup to me, but this is how they do it. So let's keep the valve straight, which it isn't. And we'll take our big socket. I don't know if the camera's picking any of this up. Still say this is a crazy way to do it. They don't use a washer between that or nothing. So I'm going to set the kettle down so I can see if the valve is going to stay straight. I'm going to put a wrench on the valve. And then I'm going to put my big socket in here. Get on that nut. Oh. And we'll tighten this up. It don't say how tight it's supposed to be, but you gotta imagine it's supposed to go so it don't move. Or is that gonna crush the washer and make it leak? Seems like nobody's gonna know about that yet. Because I'll tell you what, that's tight. And it looks fairly straight. So we're happy with that. So let's get on with the next port. Same system, just different size tool to tighten it. It looks like I lined it up fairly good. So now I got to find a wrench to tighten that. Okay, said 5/8. So let's hold this port straight. I should have made this higher, but I didn't. Right about there. And we'll just set her down here. And put this wrench on there, keep her from spinning. And then we'll get her tightened up in here. Would have been better off with a socket or a box wrench, but gotta use what I got. Hey, not bad for eye. That seems to be lined up pretty good there. So, one more tightening on the bottom one, and then we're done. I'm going to clean up all the metal filings here. Alright, I'm satisfied. There you go. There you have it. And this is the sending unit. It plugs in here. There it is. Okay, there it is. Okay, we got this kettle set up finally. We got some beer in the background there. It's doing really good. You come in here, you push your button here. This battery should be good. You turn on your Wi-Fi, and you pick up your phone. Let's see if we can do this. And you pick up your phone, load your app here. I guess I went right to this is your dashboard. You go to your monitor, you got receipts, graphs, settings, all kinds of stuff you can do in here. Monitor. I'm on my brew kettle right now. See, it says brew kettle. I can adjust the temperature. Say I want to take my strike water up a little higher here. Just back out of here, say 170, 178. Hit OK. It sets it at 178. You can set your alarm for a little bit lower. A timer setting here you can run. Boil settings, hot liquor tank. If you were running that sensor on a hot liquor tank, you can adjust it there. 4 different kettles: mash tun, boil kettle, and wort chiller. But right now I'm sitting on the boil kettle. And I did use this here the other day. It worked real handy. I sat in the house and did a recording as my strike water was coming up the temperature. Sat there drinking a coffee, and when it beeped, I went out there and I dove in. I did it electronically this time. I says, well, what the heck? Instead of wasting gas, a lot of times, the big tank of gas here should go through gas real quick. So I like to do strike water electronically there. Oh, we're going to need more gas in here anyway. I can tell by how much it weighs. So yeah, you shut this off when you're not in use. It turns red and it goes off. So there you go, installing the boil kettle. This unplugs from the tank. If you want to wash it, it'll pull right out of the sensor.